Continuing the Wednesday edition, Drew and KB, the Hot Take Hump Day edition from the Iron Jock Studios inside the Megaplex. Special guest on line one of the PellaWI.com talk and text line. It is Charles/Chuck Ruffing, the new basketball coach at Bryant Stratton College, proud sponsor of the Drew and KB program, the Bobcats. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, fellas. Big time fan, long time listener.
Congratulations
really?
on the gig. Yeah,
Why?
KB can't believe it.
Yeah, so I listen to Butchie and Coon in the mornings, and then I get you guys in the afternoons on the way home. Double whammy.
Oh, that's okay. Well, thank you very much.
Outstanding. So how did this come about? JT moved on, and we were very happy for him because he was a regular guest on the program. When did you throw your hat in the ring? When did you find out that you had gotten the job? What was the timeline like?
Yeah, so it all happened extremely quick. As soon as I got the word that JT got the job, I called right away and put my name in the hat, and things moved relatively quick. And obviously really happy for JT and him getting his opportunity at lacrosse, and it all worked out great. So this last week, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been awesome.
You come from Marion, where you were an assistant there. Will you be recruiting some of the same kind of kids? Or will it be, what's the trail like for you?
I think we're looking at, similar kids, but we're also looking for guys that are potential scholarship players, guys that we can hopefully try to get to the Division I and Division II level. But obviously we'll definitely have some guys that are probably D3 NAI type players. So it just depends. Big thing though, is we want to recruit Wisconsin extremely hard. So we'll definitely run into some similar names.
And I see that you were the varsity coach at West Bend East, which had to make it very easy for you to scout West Bend West.
You have no idea. It made it just as easy for them to scout us, but I'll tell you what, you can throw all the things out the window for that game. You never know what's going to happen.
That is one of the more unique setups in all of Wisconsin sports. That setup, have the two, for those who don't know from around the state, two high schools in the same building.
Mm-hmm. So,
cross-pollination.
But in a serious on a serious note, what is it going to be like going out to recruit players that are going to be there only on a 2-year run, as opposed to the NCAA, which a lot of the players are only there on a 2-year run anyway? But this for a fact. What are you looking for?
The biggest thing I'm looking for is winners, because at the end of the day, winners have those habits that translate. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not too concerned whether they're a transfer, a high school kid, or a D1 or D2 drop down. Biggest thing is we got to find guys with high character and high talent and mix them together and hopefully put a good team out there that can compete at a really high level. I mean, that's the most important thing. I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The transfer portal, it's real and alive and well.
It is. We're talking to Chuck Ruffing. He is the head coach at Bryant Stratton College, the Bobcats. Your situation with the 2-year program and stuff, and for kids who are trying to get their grades up, trying to decide what they're going to do. We talked to JT a lot about it. It has its advantages, but when it comes down to is you're recruiting just like everybody else. How much time are you spending in gyms watching kids in the summer? You'd have been doing that anyway with Marion. How much does that base help you? And you mentioned the you want to get Wisconsin kids. So the local AAU circuit here is very robust in terms of players.
For sure. I've been fortunate enough. I've been working with Joe Chapman and Chapman Academy out in Mequon, and I've built a lot of connections with him, and then working for Drake Diener and the Diener family, just getting to know them and becoming part of the family. That's a massive name in the state of Wisconsin. And so just building those connections, what's going to help me be able to get guys in the gym. I mean, right now I'm hitting the road doing a lot of home visits with kids, trying to get in front of mom and dad, and just trying to get them to the next level. That's the biggest thing, and big part of it, like you talked about, is the academic side and getting guys prepared for what it's like at a 4-year institution.
Obviously, not on the same level as like a lot of D1 programs, but some of the kids that you're recruiting, do they have a level of expectation of NIL money going in?
I think every kid now at every level has some expectation of NIL money. I think you'd even be surprised. There might be a high school kid that's a sophomore right now that probably thinks they're getting some NIL money next year. So I think that you're going to see that at every single level. I don't think it really matters what level you're at. I do think it is going to play a role for sure.
I got NIL money working in an apple orchard. My name, image, and likeness. It better show up every day.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that puts a lot more pressure on your golf outing next week there, Chuck, because for the collective.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. We got an awesome event, out at Ironwood in Sussex on the 18th. We got until this Friday to register. So everybody out there, Bobcat Nation, we got to get people lined up. I'm going to be out there. I probably need to go find a new putter beforehand. It hasn't treated me very well this summer so far. The handicap is pretty high.
I played with JT, who is an awesome man, but a horrible golfer.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
Well, hey, the good news is
he was a lot of fun, though.
Yes,
he was a great guy, fun guy to play with. Not really good
and a great coach as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Chuck, your background playing as you did at Marion and then Concordia University of Chicago and coaching the way you're coming up, I got to say, I'm getting some Nate Oates vibes here. Are you the next Nate Oates?
Hey, that's an awesome compliment. I'll take it for sure. What he's been able to do and the levels he's been able to climb to, it's kind of surreal when you think about it, especially being a Wisconsin guy. That's definitely somebody that, somebody I look up to and, hopefully can be in those shoes someday.
Well, what other coaches impacted you along your journey and your trail?
It's crazy. You're probably going to think I'm nuts on this, but my dad was a massive Al McGuire guy back in the day. And just the flair and, just the chip on your shoulder and stuff like that. That's somebody that, I've kind of learned to admire. Coach Gard at Wisconsin's done a phenomenal job. Shaka. Even Coach Wicks over there at Green Bay. He's an awesome dude, super energetic. So there's a lot of great coaches here in the state that are awesome guys and, doing a phenomenal job at each program that they're at.
When did you get the coaching bug? Were you one of those guys, gym rat types that, always suggesting stuff in timeouts? And when did you know? Because as a player, were you just the point guard that became the coach? That's the old cliche, just like catchers in baseball.
Yeah, it's funny. I was the point guard in college, and I did more thinking than I did playing. And so I knew pretty quick in my college career that I probably needed to start thinking more to get into coaching, because that's actually the thing that held me back as a player. I was sitting there like, I got to make the perfect play every time. And it's like, dude, you just got to go play.
So, what would you say? What's the state of youth basketball from AAU up through high school to even the college ranks in the state right now? We talk a lot because our guys from Hitters Baseball Academy sponsor the post-game show, but kind of the pipeline that's developed with college baseball and high school and college baseball in our area. But there is, no joke, there are some really good AAU players from our area and some real quality programs, like you mentioned, Chapman Academy and others. It seems like we're in a pretty good state right now in Wisconsin.
No, I actually think the state's in a phenomenal mode as far as players and scholarship guys and getting to the higher level. I actually think these next couple of years, you're going to see the most Division I players that have come out in the state in a long time. And it's kind of crazy because I'm coaching a 14U team right now, and I'm starting to look down like, gosh, there's some dudes here that are going to be at the next level. And it's kind of crazy to think about because I don't remember these kids ever being that big when I was growing up. And I don't know what's in the water, but it's insane.
Do you, is your staff finished? And where does the roster stand right now? Because we talked about the portal. You got a lot of turnover at a 2-year program like you have. For sure. No, the staff's still getting complete, hoping to get that done here in the next week or two. As far as the roster, the big thing is we got a good chunk of guys coming back that are fully invested. And then, the big piece for us was a guy named Carter Thomas, who's one of the top players in our region. So he's done a good job of actually helping re-recruit some of the current players, so got to sit down with him and his mom or his grandma and kind of go over stuff. And and now I'm trying to navigate the transfer portal and, high school kids that are still available. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of names that are still out there.
Well, taking a look at the roster, you don't want people to get the impression necessarily that these are all Wisconsin kids, because your tentacles reach pretty far. Noticing you've got kid last year from New Orleans and down all the way to St. Louis and Georgia. Got a couple incoming freshmen out of Georgia, out of the same high school.
Yeah, no, we recruit. It's a national recruiting job. Obviously, my goal is to come in and help win the state of Wisconsin. you know, when we talk about junior college basketball, I want Bryan and Stratton to be who people talk about. You know, we obviously got a next door neighbor that's pretty good, you know, with MATC, haven't won a national championship, but, you know, that's the goal. That's where we want to get to, you know, so.
As it lays out, you're moving over from the assistant chair. Recruiting probably is similar because that's what assistants do a lot of. But in terms of practice planning and stuff like that, do you have all your practices mapped out between now and Christmas? You have your lesson plan. Is it all in a 3-ring binder? Are you all set with that? Have you been working on that for a while?
I'll tell you what, I'm a big day-to-day guy. I was lucky enough to have a great mentor in Coach Drake Diener, and just kind of learned a lot from him. And then even Coach Odinson at Wisconsin Lutheran here, that's pretty local. So, I mean, you know, you have ideas of what you want to get done, but, you know, it's a matter of what guys can learn and how quickly they can pick it up.
Okay, but what about in game? What about working the referees? What about that? I mean,
yeah, so I'll tell you what,
you're the guy calling timeouts now and yelling at refs.
I'm not a big yeller when it comes to refs. I kind of try to work them. You know, got everybody by a first name and like, hey, John, you know, work with me tonight. I know I look young. I barely got some peach fuzz on my face, so you'll probably see me in a shirt and tie suit this year just to see if we can earn some more respect with the refs. But no, I mean, I'm going to try to work them as much as I can, but I barely look like I'm over 12.
You got to get thrown out of your first game. I think you do, just to set the tone.
Just that. Come on, KB. You pay the fine, KB. I mean, come on. Just saying.
Oh, they get fined?
I don't know.
No.
I hope not.
Then he doesn't recommend.
No, I don't recommend.
Yeah. Just to try it. Well, we should start a pool. When will Chuck get his first technical? On what date will he get the first technical? That would be. We might have to do that. So let's talk about the golf outing. It's Tuesday at Ironwood, right?
Yes, sir. Tuesday at Ironwood. It's going to be a great time, guys. I love to have fun. I'm going to be out there. Hey, and if you guys are looking, I'm still looking for a couple guys to hop on in. And
I can't play. I can't. I have no vertical. Not for basketball.
We're talking golf.
Okay, good. Yeah, and I'm really old.
KB was ready to set some screens.
Get the ball vertical off the tee, we'll be good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a fun outing. We've been there before. It's going to be a blast. Hey, Chuck, we wish you the best, man. Congratulations. And we know you're busy because it never ends. I mean, the stuff on your plate now, you're busy as an assistant working with Drake, but now it's all on you.
Oh, you aren't lying, but I love it, man. That's why we do it.
That's why you guys do it.
Excellent.
Well, best of luck, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Love listening to you.
All right. Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. Chuck Ruffing. He's the new head coach. Bryan Stratton, the Bobcats, who, again, that's a pretty good rivalry. It reminds me, we just talked to Paul Wagner earlier, that whole Milkmen against Stockhounds thing, the MATC against Bryan Stratton, local institutions going at it. It's fantastic. It's good for everybody. All right. Love the competition. We're going to